Hey, thanks for stopping by and thank you for using the platform and being a customer. We are very, very grateful. If you've just stopped in on the trial, I'm hoping this little tutorial will give you a bit of an understanding on what to do. Now, I want to make it pretty clear. I'm Carl, by the way. I'm the founder of Meet Magic. Executives do not come here to network. Their primary driver is our promise of a seamless avenue for them to give back. And that convenience stems from the fact that they're already engaging with vendors and companies like you. So by helping the execs to see Meet Magic relative to the noise that they're seeing in the market, and let's be fair, they're getting smashed by emails and cold calls and so on at the moment. So if we can both distinguish ourselves and add value to their day, it's going to be good for everybody. So after surveying lots of our best execs over the past few months, we understand that the number one piece of value that we offer is we give them a hassle-free way to give back. Now, this isn't merely a problem that we're solving, it's a need that we're meeting. It's a job to be done. So what we've done here for you is we've built a digital channel for you to meet them and help them do just that. Now, the more they learn from you, the more they earn for a charity. It's the easiest way to do good and the easiest way for you, quite frankly, to get a foot in the door to meet with them. So it's been a bit of an iterative process for us to get to this point and the place we are today, but today you can easily match with the execs, and I'm going to show you just how to do that. So by having a simple resource like this, both you and your sales teams can connect with senior leaders. It will save you absolutely a ton of cash. Rather than spending $15,000 and standing at a conference and losing your soul, you can just come here, 15 meetings. It's a much better experience, way cheaper and more predictable, and you might just stop their spam and cold calls. Let me just show you how. So when you've signed up, if you haven't done this yet, do it properly, because the setting off on the right foot is really, really important. In your settings, you will have, like any salesperson, you've got to edit your preferences and make sure that your algorithm can find you properly. So what I want you to do is make sure that you've really selected as many selections as possible. Put a bio in there, make it fun. Don't be boring. Don't have a charisma bypass operation. You're in sales. People buy from people. They want to see a little bit of excitement, a bit of fun. So be a bit cheeky in your bio. Set the target size, set your industries, normal stuff in sales, set your target regions, of course. Now, this is where I want you to be a little bit strategic, because I've been in sales 20 years. And if I had the opportunity of meeting with a CEO of a company rather than the CIO of a company, I'd go and have that conversation. We've got a couple of companies that are hell-bent on just meeting the CISO. Well, you're actually missing out on having a lucky accident if you don't go and meet the head of product, or if you don't go and meet the CFO, for example. So broaden your scope. Don't just meet with one exec, because you'll learn so much more from the other lines of business. So strategic tip number one. So once you've filled your profile, we are then going to go off and do all the matching. So that's going to be the first exciting part. You'll see this generating your matches. Now, what you will get, of course, is a matches. Now, I want you to treat this as a prospecting tool, because that's what it is. It's a sales tool. It's not a marketing tool. It's a sales tool. So your job here is to connect with the execs and have a bit of fun. So here's a couple of execs that we've just been matched with. So Jack Steele, Chief of Product. Okay, I kind of like Jack. Is my target market. That's what I've asked for. I'm going to request a meeting with Jack. So put something funny in the title. Put something funny in the message. Say something very, very simple. Hey, Jack, it's great that we can catch up like this through a platform like this. I'd love to come and share some of the shit we've been seeing in the marketplace around this. I think you get a lot of value from it. Love to come and help and support your charity. That's it. And then click send the request. The exec will then get that message, and then we'll follow up. Now, if you don't want to meet with Jack, if you've grown up in the Tinder generation, swipe left and dismiss it, just like that, and you'll get another one. So all of a sudden, Angela's come up. So if you don't want to meet with Angela, dismiss Angela, and another one will come up. If you don't want to meet with, oh, that's Polyak, dismiss Aliak, and another one will come up. So every time you dismiss, you'll get another one that keeps popping up. And you can keep doing this all day for as many execs that you've got in the platform, but they should all be your target market, and they should all be basically relative to what you've asked for. So here we go. You want to meet with Kane Hocking, Director of Car Sales, go and have that conversation and send it off. Now, what happens is, if you treat this like a prospecting tool, sit down once a week, twice a week, whatever, spend half an hour, get a glass of wine, and just go through it and send a few messages off. Make them all interesting. Do a bit of research in the background on the exec that you want to go and have a chat with. Find something off LinkedIn that they post about. find something interesting that they've been talking about on social media, whatever it is, link it, make it personal, so it's not just like a robot, because nobody wants robots anymore. Anyway, so once you send those off, and the more you send off, the more more invites you're going to get sent back to you. So what happens once Kane gets that message, he'll look at it on his time, of course, and send you an invite back. And what happens often, and we see it all the time, is that these messages get sent off, and you go to bed and wake up the next morning, and you've got a couple of calendar invitations from the CIO in your inbox. Now, tell me when that has ever happened in the sales world. So it's really exciting that we're starting to see lots of execs getting on the platform and activating this now. So that's very, very cool. Now, once you've had those meetings, that's great. The other area of interest you're going to have is this opportunities tab. Because on the execs platform, they've got the ability to start an RFI. And so we're matching them with you through that process. So when let's say there's an AI project that they've got coming up, they want to talk about some AI and build their business case. This is a great way for them to request you to come and talk to them. And for you, it means that you get a project, a real project, to go and sink your teeth into and have a conversation. Now, if it is an RFI stage, that means it's the early stages of development of that project, which means you get to influence the outcome. And you couldn't be further in the door at that point. And yes, there will be a fee for that. It's one token, which is no difference to having one meeting. So the more tokens you've got in your platform, the more opportunities you're likely to have. There is also the Magic Circle, and we would love you also to put your podcasts or put your white papers and your presentations in there. We would then share that with the executives. Put some interesting posts on here. You can share things, you can add files and share some news, whatever. You might know that someone's left the company. Stick it in there. It's a little bit like Reddit, Twitter, and LinkedIn all rolled into one. You will be able to communicate with each other in here at some point. Now, one thing before you go, what I want you to do, and there's 8 tiles here. The executives also have 8 tiles. I want to put on their side 8 videos of 1-minute pitches. So if you've got a 1-minute pitch, no more than 60 seconds. I'll chop it up after 61. So 60 seconds only. What is the problem that you solve? Give it to us. Get it to us in any way you can, and we'll put it on the platform so that when the exec logs into their dashboard, they can watch your pitches. And we might rotate them every week or every month, but it'll give the exec a chance to listen to your pitch. So make it fun, make it interesting, make it memorable. And I don't mean stand there in a Superman suit and pitch, but do something that will stand out, because that's the only way you're going to get seen. So that's the platform in a nutshell. It's working. It's working really, really well. We closed over $100 million worth of deals through this platform. There's at least $500 million worth of pipeline that's been generated. So we know that our customers just keep coming back over and over again. So we know the value is there. But if you follow the routine, when you get a match, you send some requests off, you make it fun, you make it interesting, but you don't ask for a purchase order, you don't pitch product, you don't pitch demos and PowerPoints. No, completely no. Nobody wants that anymore. These are conversations for you to go and have with an exec. So you want to walk into that door and go, hey, how good is it that we can meet through Meet Magic? Tell me what your experience has been. Now, he will then, or she will then come back to you and say, well, that's great. What do you guys do? And that's your conversation starter. But you've already broken the ice with Meet Magic. So we are the icebreaker for you. And you couldn't get your foot further in the door, like I've said. So this is a great opportunity for you to go and have some great meetings. And of course, save a ton of cash and time, because now you can spend some time with the kids and the family instead of flying to Melbourne for that event that you didn't really want to go to anyway. Anyway, if you need any information, I'm always available. I'm happy to sit down with any of our customers and help you go through and get more value from the platform. If you want to, you've got my contact details. And thanks again for stopping by.